hello and welcome to JumpCast. You're probably thinking, who am I? Well, my name is Alex, and joining me here today are two other wonderful people, Charlotte
Hi everyone.
and Simon.
Hello. Wait, I
And
don't know if that's how I want to really set a first impression. Hi, hey, I want to sound like aloof, like
right,
sup.
okay, wait.
No.
2 seconds of
Keep
silence.
going.
Wait, 2 seconds of silence, and then you can do your intro again. Okay. And Simon.
Yo. No, God.
This is
Okay.
how you really want to introduce yourself to the JumpCast audience.
I've
Yo.
gone from one extreme to the other. I've gone
Hello,
from
fellow-
exuberant to
What's that?
completely uncaring.
What's that Steve Buscemi meme
How do you
again?
do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
Right, Goldilocks. Come on, third time, middle ground.
Okay, and Simon.
Hey.
And together, the three of us make your new JumpCast hosting team. For one, I'm very excited. I don't know whether
God.
I'm...
Yeah, me three.
Are we on the same level?
Yeah, I am just bubbling under the surface right now. Partly nerves, partly excitement, but I'm just gonna roll with it.
Nerves are a good thing because it means that you care.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on a t-shirt.
You could do. I'll make money off that. Maybe somebody's already...
I'll cross-stitch
probably.
it onto a t-shirt and then we're sorted.
Yes. Merch already. I mean, we're on to a winner.
Episode 0.
Barely minutes in.
Already.
So, today is a very special episode. This is episode 0 because we thought that we'd kind of like for you to get to know us a bit more personally before we take over your favorite podcast. You know what I mean? We're kind of like the step parents coming in kind of halfway through and kind of just, everything's going everywhere and you don't know what's happening. So, you know what? We need to give you a chance to warm to us. So here we are. We're just going to have a fun chit chat. And we're going to start off just by introducing ourselves. And I'm going to let Charlotte take the reins on this. So Charlotte, why don't you let the lovely listeners know about who you are, why you're here, what you're doing, all of that kind of jazz.
Oh wow, the big questions which make your mind go totally blank. Hi everyone. So I've been writing for film about 7 years. On my blog, Charlotte sometimes goes to the movies because I really love movies. Although the sometimes is no longer quite accurate, it's probably always at the movies. When I'm not at the cinema, I do a lot of cross-stitch, quite nerdy cross-stitch, Star Wars, Avengers, Paddington, the important Holy Trinity. And I'm always reading or buying books, which I do argue are two very different hobbies. I've run out of things to say about myself.
Is that everything you want to say? Do you feel like you are properly introduced? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I shall carry on holding my peace. Oh.
Well, we shall move on. Simon.
Yes.
Mr. Simon Whitlock.
Yes, hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Again, same questions, all of that jazz.
All of that jazz.
Let's do it.
Well, where to begin, really? Well, I've been writing as well about films specifically for the last few years. God, with lockdown and everything else, it's hard to really put a measure on time now. But I guess about 3 years I've been doing the writing gig for my own site, The Depressed Moviegoer, and for other bits and pieces. Less so lately, but again, blaming old Panny D on that. I've been doing my own podcast as well for a bit, Little Women in Black Thunderpants. And yeah, apart from that, just really catching what's good on the streams. Yeah, big music head. I love, and well, I love just kind of spending time brain switching off, playing on whatever games console is nearby. Really,
Have you
that's
got
me.
a PS5?
Not yet. No, God, I gave up that chase long ago.
They're nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to
Nowhere
be
to be
got.
seen.
Terrible. Well, thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
And it's now my turn. And the one thing I hate most in life is talking about myself. So here goes. I'm Alex, and my kind of film journey has been a little smaller, kind of more recent. But I have been a radio host for nearly 6 years now. That is weird to say. And for the past 3 years, I have been hosting a film centric show on my local community radio station. And I've been doing loads of reviews, and I kind of do film news and tell people about all of the latest streaming things that they can be watching and all of that kind of stuff. And all of my absolutely top notch fire, undoubtedly the best film opinions that you will ever come across in your entire life.
I feel like
Just
you're
saying.
setting yourself up for a fall there, Alex.
Yeah, challenge
No,
accepted.
Don't say that. Don't say that. All of my film opinions are sound and non-challengeable. So
Challenge accepted of the challenge.
I feel very shaky ground to be proclaiming very early on.
I just got to try and set myself up high because the fall will be, even greater. Yeah. So I kind of only injected myself into film Twitter kind of October last year. Now I went to London Film Festival, my first ever film festival, virtually, of course, because of the pandemic. It was absolutely awesome, and I kind of met a bunch of really cool people, and that's kind of where I am now. I have started also writing about films. I write for Film Focus Online, and I do a couple of film podcasts. A podcast called The Annapurnaverse with Billy and Melissa, who is wonderful, and yeah, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just
I
kind
just
of
realised
going
I
through.
nodded when you said Billy being wonderful, and I realised this is an audio medium. But yes, Billy is wonderful.
It is a great moment for podcasts, but yeah, agreed wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so, and we're now sat here recording the first episode of what will hopefully be the next generation of JumpCast, which again sounds very exciting, but also, as you said before, Simon, incredibly nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I feel like the nerves have slightly calmed now. It feels like the first bit is done. I don't know. How do you guys
You've yoded
feel?
your way through it.
That's it.
And we're here.
Just ground it out, and that's fine.
So, what is JumpCast gonna be? Basically, I mean, do you want me to say what it's gonna be, or would one of you like to take up that challenge?
Well, I think scholars have been studying this question for years. What is JumpCast? What can it be? I think.
I think that means Simon is going to take the reins on this one.
For eons, people have been searching the answer. No, I think. Well, what can you expect from here on out? I guess we'll be covering films quite simply. All that's new, all that's good, all that's news as well, and and making sure that we're celebrating film in all its wonder and glory, and also going back and catching some films which we've somehow managed to miss in all our combined years on this earth.
Definitely. I'd also like to say, when it comes to news and stuff, if Ryan Gosling butters his toast the wrong way, JumpCast will tell you about it. We will know everything and anything about the film world.
We get to the
I'm
heart
very
of the
excited.
matters, the important things.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I'm really, really excited because, one of my favorite things is going to the cinema. I absolutely love it, especially kind of, day of release of new releases, especially big blockbuster stuff. So it's going to be nice to kind of have our fingers on the pulse of the new releases and really kind of dig into those and see how the film industry is going, especially with how things are at the moment. Okay, so we have got about 5 months of this year left, and because of the pandemic, there's been so many delays, so many pushbacks of big films and just films in general that we have all wanted to watch over the past year. You know, we've been waiting way longer than we should have been doing for some films that are going to be coming out. So, what films that are coming out towards the end of this year, or, you know, for the rest of the year, shall I say, are we all excited for? I'll start then. I am utterly excited for all the rest of the Marvel movies that are coming out for the rest of the year. Of course, Shang-Chi, which is coming out in September. Then we've also got Eternals, directed by the god that is Chloe Zhao. And we've also got Spider-Man No Way Home, which comes out in December. Lots of Marvel content.
Blimey, that is a really packed schedule of Marvel stuff.
I didn't realise it was that soon.
We're going to be sinking our teeth into plenty of Marvel stuff over the rest of the year, which is good because, you know, it was 2 years when Black Widow came out to the day, pretty much, that we'd not had a Marvel movie in the cinema. A crime.
I hadn't realised that until the Marvel theme tune started, and I felt weirdly emotional. Like I was back home.
I nearly cried.
Oh.
In the best way possible, of course. It was a very emotional moment. It was just nice because, you know, it's a bit different watching it on your TV on Disney Plus at the beginning of WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki or whatever, but actually being able to see the fanfare and the you know, the shots from the films and the comic books and all of that kind of stuff on the screen, it's just top notch. It is cinema.
Cinema.
So how about you guys? What films are we excited for coming up?
Charlotte, I'll leave the floor to you first.
I think mine would be Last Night in Soho, the new Edgar Wright film after Sparks Brothers documentary.
Oh yes.
I am so excited for that film. It's been 5 years nearly since Edgar Wright released his last feature film.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Baby Driver. God.
Yeah.
Shoot.
5 years.
With Last Night in Soho, it's got my interest in terms of like 50s, 60s fashion. It's Soho, which when you're going to press screenings and stuff, you're always walking through. And I will admit, because it was my summer holidays, I think, when they were filming, I walked past the set in Soho loads of times. I kept trying to like accidentally get cast. Like I was writing fan fiction for my life.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. We've got a cast member from Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho coming out on JumpCast.
Have you got any? I thought was going to happen.
What was it like then walking past? Did you see any kind of sets or like people acting or whatever in while you kind of?
No, not really. A lot of it looked quite indoor, or I was always just missing the outdoor pieces. So this is a really disappointing story. I wish I could tell you something exciting, but no, I walked past the set.
To be fair, that's good enough. That is definitely good enough. Anything else though from Last Night in Soho?
That I'm looking forward to about it. The insane cast.
It is a great cast.
I was just trying to load it up then.
Because you've got like Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie,
who is wonderful in that film that I want to say. Leave No Trace. There we go. That film.
Yes.
And of course, Diana Rigg in her last film turn as well.
Yeah.
And also, for some reason, the Phelps twins.
Yeah, they're coming up quite high as well on this listing here on Google, ahead of Terence Stamp.
The Phelps twins.
Yes.
Yeah, from Harry Potter.
As in
Fred and George.
Okay, interesting.
I think, and I don't know if they actually have official like names in the film, but on IMDb it might say actually. I think I read.
Yeah, Wikipedia calls them Charles and Ben. So.
Oh, Wikipedia. Oh, well, on IMDb it calls them Harvis and Jarvis. Which I would argue is a lot
all
better.
Twins should be named. All twins should have rhyming names, really.
I think they might be bellboys, potentially.
Okay.
It says
Something like that. Yeah.
cloakroom something here on
Ah,
Google.
yeah, cloakroom. Yeah, that's probably something more like
Wow.
it.
It's funny, on TikTok, there's a real fandom for them that I hadn't quite appreciated.
I
There are people.
absolutely love them. I know that because obviously you've got Cameo now, haven't you, where you can pay
Mm,
celebrities to do you a video, or they'll send you a message or whatever. And I don't know whether it is James or Oliver specifically, but one of them does a lot of Cameo stuff. I feel like they're making a proper mint out of that.
as they deserve.
Be very
Yeah.
unscrupulous if it was only one of them and pocketing the money for both.
Hi, Oliver here. Now I'm Chris. James.
Oliver doing Oliver and James. That would be cool. Definitely be an interesting.
It's been a ruse for the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's always just been one person. They used green screen in the Harry Potter films.
Yeah, it's like Armie Hammer in The Social Network. It's just a guy with a green screen on his face.
Well, Simon, how about you? What are you looking forward to? Anything that
man.
hasn't been mentioned?
I mean, there are, like, looking over the list of the films coming out towards the end. Well, we say that at time of recording, coming out at the end of this year, because we've already lost. Yeah.
You don't need to even try and jinx that, Simon.
You know what? I feel like if I say it now, I'm getting all the disappointment out of the way early. But I think of the films which are still like scheduled currently to come out, I mean, the two big hitters for me are, I mean, they're obvious choices, but they're choices that I'm very much excited for. It's got to be Dune, and it's got to be No Time to Die. I have been waiting, well, we've all been waiting literal years for No Time to Die to come out, and the more I see of it, like the trailers and everything else, just makes me think, oh, I just want to be in a cinema watching Daniel Craig slog his way through another Bond film. I I just want that. And the most recent trailer for Dune and like the bits and pieces of the score which is coming out, the Hans Zimmer score, I want it to be out now. I want to be able to go and book an IMAX screening and just be washed over with sand and spice and giant worms. Like, I want that now.
I'll admit, before the most recent trailer came out, I didn't really get I was like, why is everyone talking about this? Like, what's so special about it? I don't really get it. But I watched the new trailer, which was about 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm on your hype train now.
It's just,
I'm there.
It's beautiful. And like Denis Villeneuve is one of those directors where like he hasn't missed yet. Like he's on a hot streak, like probably the hottest streak of any director in a long time. And like, I don't want to go in and be like so overhyped that anything is a disappointment, but like I'm so ready for this film.
I would argue that Arrival is one of the best sci-fi films of all time.
I'd agree.
I was just going to say that. I love that film. I came out of it feeling transformed.
We all agree. Yes. I'm so happy. See, I told you, my film opinions are unchallengeable.
Oh.
Unchallengeable. And you proved me right already.
First time lucky.
Score. Score. Here we go. But yeah, and of course, No Time to Die, although I still believe that it is never going to come out at any point, ever.
They never actually filmed anything. It's all a ruse.
They just filmed that trailer. It's
just filmed stuff that's in the trailer,
which I have seen so many times at the cinema at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, try working in one.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
God,
I've seen so much. I mean, I've had to put up No Time to Die posters. I've had to put up No Time to Die banners. I've had to take down No Time to Die posters. I've had to take down No Time to Die banners. I've had to put them up again. I've had to take them down again. I mean,
you've had to do the hokey cokey and turn around.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, it's just been such a shame, hasn't it? Seeing the trailer so many times, and they've kind of released however many they've released now, and especially when they released the song the Billie Eilish song
Yeah.
for the film as well, and that was kind of when hype was peaking, I suppose, for the film. And then it was just like, nope, nope, it's not releasing, and yeah. But we're hoping,
Yeah.
and is it November or
October
the end of
currently.
October?
So
Yeah.
was
I think
it?
it's meant to be
Oh
just
no, it's the end of
after.
September. Actually,
Oh, that's it. Yeah, sorry. So it comes out here in September,
Yeah.
out in America in October, and then June is the other way around. So I think they're both like trading release dates at the moment.
That's it, because that month I think is just absolutely packed, because you got the French Dispatch as well coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Again, an insane cast.
Oh,
Yeah.
cannot wait. The first reactions came out of the Cannes Film Festival, and it seems as though it is Wes Anderson that is best. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, that's my jam. In terms, sorry, you go, Simon.
I was going to say, there is one more film that I want to bring up, which actually does come out in October, which I am very excited for in the most irrational of ways, is Jackass Forever.
I was literally going to be like, Simon, can I guess what film you're going to say? And I was going to say Jackass Forever.
I was like, let's go for like the two like dignified ones and not be completely freaking out over the fact that I am like so excited to see Erin McGeaney just being slapped off of a toilet in public.
I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's been so long since the last Jackass came out, and I don't think anybody ever really thought that there was going to be another one.
No, especially after Ryan Dunn passed away, sadly.
Yeah, very much so. But it is lovely. I mean, I watched the trailer, and it was kind of, in a very strange way, heartwarming to see them just absolutely just having the time of their lives again. Just, just being absolutely incredibly dangerous and not even having a thought for what's going to happen if they do that.
Absolutely. I feel like, well, I mean, for all of the silly stunts and the gross out stuff, like, the thing that works for it is just that you can tell that these people have been friends for so long, and yeah, they are just idiots, and yeah, they're all pushing 50 now. But the fact that they're so happy in each other's company, Bam Margera notwithstanding, for several reasons. But yeah, it just feels like, especially after the nearly 2 years that we've all had, like, God, it's just going to be nice to just unwind and see someone hurt themselves for a laugh for 90 minutes.
I may not
couldn't agree
understand
more.
your feelings, but I'm glad it makes you happy.
This year's also been really big for musicals.
We've got the remake of West Side Story coming out, I think, December. Spielberg's
That
take.
is the one. Yes, it is. Yes, that's coming out, I believe, near enough to Christmas. The 10th of December. That's going to be interesting.
Although we have got Problematic Man in it. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah. But we've also got, is it Rachel Ziegler?
Believe so, yeah.
In the kind of the main female role. And I believe it's kind of her first proper big Hollywood turn. But I've read some news that she'd been cast as Snow White in Disney's live action retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, no, her career trajectory has been amazing, and she's not even been on screen in her first major feature film yet. Like, that is, like, well, to avoid the cliche, well, I can't really now have done it. It's quite literally the fairy tale start to a career, isn't it?
Literally, how you just go from being fairly unknown to being cast in a literal Disney film. I mean, it's pretty awesome. You've also got Dear Evan Hansen as well.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
We'll leave the opinion there on that one, and maybe go to one that people might be more excited for, and that is Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which I'm very excited to see.
Show. I've never seen Jamie. He was. Have you not?
I've never seen the stage show. I really want to. I've never, unfortunately, been able to go down and see it. I wanted Jamie, to go down.
It's based on a BBC documentary, and the real Jamie has been something like 50 times to see the stage show, so you can quite often see him in the audience. And he has his outfits made out of print that has the poster design on it for the stage show. Yeah.
That's awesome, amazing. Yeah, I really wanted to go down and watch it when Bianca Del Rio was in it, but I just never
Mm.
got a chance. But yeah, so I'm very excited for that. Although, unfortunately, only coming to Amazon Prime, it's not going to be a cinema release
Oh, really? I didn't think I knew that.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
which is
skipping
a
it.
shame. But it's still coming out. That's all that matters. It's going to be hopefully a fun watch and something interesting
Although I feel
to
like it
get down
really
to.
deserves an audience, that film.
It does, yeah. I would
Oh, at Prince Charles
massively
Cinema,
agree.
can you imagine?
I unfortunately couldn't imagine because I am a lowly Northwest baby. I feel kind of out of the action here. I'm getting major FOMO vibes in myself.
All right, I apologise.
I'm really upset. No, I'm joking.
Oh, they are doing
um,
a touring production of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. I did see
oh,
that. I
they
think he might be currently
are.
touring at the moment.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check if it's coming to Manchester because I will get on that. Yeah, I've always wanted to see it, so I'm gonna have to go and see it. And I think that's it really. I mean, you've got you've just got loads and loads of big blockbusters as well, like
Literally so many films.
Ghostbusters, Top Gun. You've got
Free
The
Guy.
Matrix. You've got Free Guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got Halloween Kills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
The latest Hotel Transylvania film, Venom. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's the latter half of the year is utterly packed with cinema.
And Venom 2 is directed by Andy Serkis, isn't it?
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I just like to repeat that fact to myself sometimes.
Interesting. I saw a very funny meme on Twitter going back to June, because you know how they released all of the posters of the character posters of
with
like
the
Timothy
eyes.
Chalamet and and Zendaya and
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård and stuff. And somebody had just done a poster of the sand.
Oh,
Of
I
a
saw
shot of
that.
the sand,
Yeah.
and it was like Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is the sand.
I mean, he's got range. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past him.
He could
Very
literally
method.
play. Yeah, he could play whatever he wanted, Andy Serkis, and do it
He's
incredibly well.
Clifford.
Maybe he is uncredited as Clifford. That would be insane. Wow.
Should we tell the listeners about how excited you are for Clifford? Or
I mean, we can do. I mean, I'm just saying, it's my bet for Best Picture next year at the awards awards season.
It is getting the big Toronto Film Festival gala opening, so you know it's already on the radar.
When that got announced, everyone on Twitter was just going absolutely just crazy with the whole kind of what the hell is going on? Why Clifford? But you know what? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, Clifford the Big Red Dog was where it was at. The animated kids show. Oh, so good.
See,
I just remember it being the best. Like it was up there with like Arthur. You know, it was on Arthur levels of good.
oh, that's a bold statement. Arthur is top tier.
Arthur is top tier, but so is Clifford the Big Red Dog. So
my only lasting memory of Clifford the Big Red Dog, beyond obviously this upcoming film, which will cement it in cinema, was there's like someone had retitled like a book, and it was like Clifford Ing launches a cat. That's like Clifford with like a cat friend in a tree, and you can probably guess what the
you can fill in the blanks on that one.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite pictures. Just makes me laugh every time I see it.
But I just remember loving it. So I kind of maybe going into it will have kind of a nostalgic lens on it. Maybe I know it's probably going to be entirely different to the animated show from yesteryear, but
it could be like the Dora the Explorer movie, which ended up being surprisingly decent.
I really like
that is a film I haven't seen, and it's on Netflix, and I really want to watch that. I might give it a watch. But yeah, it could be. It could just like be one of those things that you don't expect to be good, but is actually just going to end up being a masterpiece. And Best Picture
So I
winner
I
2022.
totally
So
zoned out then and was like, oh yeah, no.
I don't know whether it's the whole like the sentence of Clifford the Big Red Dog is a masterpiece. Maybe it just takes you out of the Matrix a little bit potentially.
The Citizen Kane of giant red dog films.
Are there any other giant red dog films?
I mean,
Oh my god, do you think it would be classed? Could we get a Godzilla?
it's a kaiju. Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong versus Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, Godzilla. We should get a Godzilla versus Clifford.
Introducing Mecha Clifford at the end of it.
It's wow.
I mean, I'd go see it.
I would. Yeah, that is cinema.
Yeah.
When Martin Scorsese said the words "This is cinema," that is what he meant.
And hey, it'll be better than Godzilla 2. Oh.
Oh, wow. I would probably agree on that. Yeah. Right.
Anyway,
moving on. It is time to do the Patreon bit. So, Charlotte.
Yeah, so we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without some really loyal followers, some fans who support us. So we want to give a big shout out to them to thank them for their support, especially with us guys, because we're brand new and you're putting your faith and your coins in supporting us. If you too would like to support the Patreon, please go to patreon.com/JumpCut _online. And there are 3 different tiers of Ryan Gosling to help support the show. This week, we really want to thank Chris Wilson, Ian on Films, Robert Denny, Daryl Griffiths, Sam Luck, Orla Smith, Peter Hodgkins, Andy Meakin, Fabiana Rossas, Hamish Calvert, Martin Richmond, and Manuel Bento. Manuel Bento.
Awesome. I think that's that. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Much love.
And there we go. Right, now moving on. Okay, so one of the things for me, especially, I would say, that is kind of a big weight on my film shoulders is that there are a lot. I mean, I think it's safe to be said for everybody that there are probably more films you haven't seen compared to more films that you have seen, because there are endless films, really. But when it comes to me, there aren't just films I haven't seen, but there are films I haven't seen. You know what I mean? The emphasis on films I haven't seen.
Cinema.
Cinema,
with
exactly.
The accent on the E.
Quote unquote masterpieces, film history, you know, some of the best movies of all time. Couldn't even differentiate them between, you know, if I saw them on the street. Wouldn't even know who they were.
Films just walking around on the street. I like this visual.
The poster of The Godfather and Citizen Kane walking past me, and I'm just going, who's that? So we all have a list of shame, I think, when it comes to films that we haven't seen. Mine is probably bigger than most people's, if I'm being really honest. So it's time to air our dirty laundry and let the lovely JumpCast listeners know how bad we are at films by telling them films that we haven't seen. So, I mean, I'll start off with probably a pretty big one. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I, Alex Gilston, have never seen The Shawshank Redemption.
The film that everyone says they've seen, but probably haven't really.
Maybe is that not bad then? Is that not necessarily as bad as I thought it was going to be?
You know, I think it's a fine. It's fine.
It's kind of weird if you think like you went, oh, I'm going to go home tonight and watch The Shawshank Redemption. I feel like you're saying something about yourself, and I don't quite know what that is.
It's like people who watch Schindler's List for fun.
Oh no. Although I couldn't relate because I have never seen Schindler's List.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is a no judgment zone, Alex. So, we're
Okay,
here
no
for you. We
judgments.
support you.
Well, we're going to try and come in with another punch, maybe one that'll have a bit more heft than The Shawshank Redemption. I have never seen The Godfather. No, still not that much heft.
It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to make a dent.
Oh, really?
Come
I thought
on,
it was going to be so
hit me
easy
and
to be
hit
like.
me.
I thought it was going to be easier to kind of, drop a film in that I haven't seen, but it seems that you guys aren't affected by it. Maybe, whoever is listening will be a bit more offended by the fact that I haven't seen these films.
Oh, there will probably be heads popping all over the place in rage.
Okay, here's probably a more pop cultural one. I have never seen either Terminator 1 or 2.
Okay, that's a bit more of a surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
Okay,
because
we got there. We got there in the end.
Because those films are fundamentally really entertaining. I don't know if the others you mentioned, oh no, they are entertaining, but in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean there. Okay, right. How about you, Charlotte? What are some films that are on your list of shame?
Well, I was just going through the IMDb list because I've forgotten all films in existence. I'm actually doing surprisingly well. I don't mean to brag here, but in terms of really popular films expect to watch, I think Westerns are a big gap in my knowledge. I haven't really seen Once Upon a Time in America, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Not Once Upon a Time in America, that's the different film I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think my biggest gap would be Westerns.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen any of those either, so I am in the same boat as you with that as well. Simon, how about you?
See, my list is very it's one of those things that people who spend all the money on like Criterion collection DVDs and things like that would absolutely never speak to me, kind of thing, But like I feel like there are some still big hitters that that I have somehow managed to miss. So things like things like Do the Right Thing, the Spike Lee joint. Like I've not seen that. I've seen a couple of his films, but that one has somehow missed me completely. Vertigo, Hitchcock, is yeah. See, that's the kind of reaction I feel it would be. Yeah. Seen so many Hitchcock films that I've not seen Vertigo.
Well, maybe I could just before you carry on.
That?
No, it's just I've never actually sat down and gone, I'm going to watch Vertigo now. Like that's just something that's passed me by completely.
I'll one up you on that one, Simon.
Go on,
if you will. I have never seen an Alfred Hitchcock film.
Oh, okay, Alex. No, you're joking, right?
No.
Okay.
Not joking.
Okay. That's fine. No judgment. No judgment. No.
You know how they always describe thrillers as Hitchcockian? You've never used that phrase because you can't, as you've not seen one.
I can't because I've not seen it. No.
Okay. I think we need to rectify this.
Again, like people who would invoke, Stanley Kubrick-esque things.
Okay,
Never seen a Stanley Kubrick film, so couldn't tell you what is Stanley Kubrick and what isn't.
No judgment. It's fine. It's fine.
Do I need to step down as host of JumpCast already, or
no?
We're just readjusting, reacclimatizing,
rejudging, reevaluating our friend.
I'm just reaching for the smelling salts.
Partnership.
Fine.
Do I really want to be a co-host of a podcast with a person that's never seen an Alfred Hitchcock film?
But we have announced these lists of shames for a reason. We're not just self-flagellating.
Yeah, we aren't just trying to do this for no reason. We didn't just
To
think,
lower your
we'll just
expectations completely.
we'll be masochistic for no reason. We actually want to rectify this,
Yeah.
and specifically, I want to rectify a lot of the things that I've not seen. And we're going to be starting a film club,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a monthly film club. If you at home have a name that you want to put forward for what we could maybe call the film club, send them over, like the film club of shame, or anything to kind of do with that. Something something interesting. We're open to suggestions because it's a working title at the moment.
Yeah, and don't feel like don't. I think film club of shame and lists of shame. It's easy to feel judged with these things, but genuinely, like if you've not seen a Hitchcock film or a Kubrick film or anything that you feel like is a big film before, like how lucky are you that you get to watch these films for the first time? Like so many people
Yeah.
would
That
kill
is
for that
true.
opportunity.
It could be seen as a very negative thing, but really it is an incredibly positive thing because, we're just widening our cinema knowledge.
We're going on a magic journey here.
Or at least I am. We're putting it towards you, the listeners, to decide what is going to be our first film club film. And hopefully you will decide what all of the films are, because we are all going to bring put a suggestion forward, and those 3 films will fight it out Hunger Games Battle
No,
Royale style
I think Alex has
on
disappeared.
Twitter. And
Oh dear.
we will
It
then
has. It's gone a different
have
colour.
that as the
You've seen a
film
very good
club
job.
of the month.
Oh my.
So we are going to be putting it towards you, the listeners, to decide what film is going to be the film club for this month, and hopefully every month going forward. But first off, it is down to me, Charlotte, and Simon to pick a film each, and all of those films will then face off in a Hunger Games Battle Royale type scenario. And yeah. So have we picked our films? Do we all know what we're picking, or are we still thinking?
Okay, I think I've got my choice given the reaction to when I said it, so I can't not go for it.
Okay, right. Give me 2 seconds because I just gonna try and find which one I want to pick.
So it's a film that we've not seen before.
Yes. Right. I've got it. I've got it.
Just deciding. From the list of 100 or generally?
It can be whatever you want. Yeah, I don't think we'll constrain it just to that.
I'm totally blanking on every film that's ever existed. This is horrendous. I've seen all the films. I saw this statistic the other day that said we only can read a maximum of 5,000 books in our lifetime, and it's got me very anxious.
Oh. Well, that person who's done 5001 is well happy with themselves.
Okay, yeah, I've got mine. It's a big one, actually, yeah.
Okie dokie, right. So, we are now going to introduce the films from District Simon.
District Simon. From the West London wastelands. I am very understandably, I think, given the reaction when I said it, choosing Vertigo as my choice for the film club.
Okie dokie, Vertigo in the ring. Charlotte?
Right, I can't believe I'm admitting this out loud in public. I'm going to go for The Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
I've never seen that either, so we're in the same boat with that one, Charlotte. Don't worry. You've got a fellow never seen Silence of the Lambs person. So, what we're finding out here is I've never seen any films.
So just name a film, Alex.
Name a film. It's better I just tell you the films. It's better I just tell you the films I have seen, and then that will make it more clear for the films that I haven't. Anyway, sure. I have gone, or I'm going with Terminator.
Nice. 1 or 2 or 3.
Well, I feel like we've got to go in order, unless we could maybe do a cheeky double bill, Terminator 1 and 2.
Well, we know if it doesn't win the first time round, it'll be back.
Ah.
Oh, God.
Well, Sam, you can definitely edit that one out. No, I'm joking. Right, so yeah, so I mean, would we accept the Terminator and Judgment Day, or would we just want to do Terminator?
Is it worth doing number 1 and then we could always include number 2 at another time? Because I know they have got
If-
very
yeah,
different
if it-
fan bases.
Yep. Okay, let's do that then. So my pick is the Terminator. And there we have it. So hopefully this poll will go out on the JumpCast Twitter page, and it will be down to you to decide between Vertigo, Silence of the Lambs, and Terminator. It's all down to you. I mean, I've never seen any of them, so I'm very intrigued to be able to watch any of them. To be honest with you, I'll definitely be putting my vote on mine, of course. Are we allowed to do that? I'm going to do that anyway.
Absolutely.
Well, it's
If we can
challenging.
do that in elections, then we can do it for ours, surely.
So there you go. So that is out in the world now. So make sure that you get voting, and we will reveal the winner on next week's episode.
Nice.
So I think that's everything. I think we have we've done all the housekeeping, so to speak.
I think we'd say we're pretty well introduced at this point.
Yeah, definitely so. So next week we are gonna be getting right underway with our first proper episode, and we are gonna be talking all things the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the big film of the summer.
Are we excited?
Cautiously.
There's a
Charlotte,
couple of bangers
how about
of
you?
dialogue in that trailer that I really do appreciate. The one about we're all gonna die. Oh God, I hope so. The delivery of that line is just beautiful.
You know what? David, is he called David Dashmalshi?
Oh, David Dastmalchian, yeah.
Yeah, I am in love with that man.
He's brilliant.
Impeccably. I'm in it for King Shark and King Shark alone, though. So,
and
yeah, no, I'm really excited to watch it. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be out really soon, and yeah, we're going to be talking about that on next week's episode, along with, of course, any film news we want to bring along, and of course, the introduction properly of the film club, finding out what film we're going to be talking about, and much, much more here on JumpCast. I just, before we go, want to personally say thank you. It's amazing to be here. I cannot wait. I hope that we're gonna do you all proud and do each other proud, and yeah, get absolutely going with this wonderful podcast.
Absolutely. I think it warrants mentioning a huge thank you to the people who, made JumpCast such a exciting thing to be carrying the torch on for. So thank you, Nick, and oh God, who were the other? Oh Jesus!
That was so good until you forgot.
It was really watching a car crash happen.
That's just horrible. But no, thank you so much to every host, guest, and everybody else who made JumpCast so amazing in its first iteration, and we hope that we don't let you down either.
And thank you, Editor Sam, who's hopefully made us sound amazing.
Really hope so.
We're going to sound top notch. I just know it.
Yeah. Don't hope so, I know so.
No so. Absolutely no so. Yeah, so that is it from us. This is JumpCast 2 Electric Boogaloo. And we will see you next week.
See you then.
Everyone.